There has been great concern in the Western media about how Africa will deal with the coronavirus. There have already been predictions regarding many people who will die in Africa from the virus. While in the USA about 270,000 people have died, in Britain about 31,000, and Italy already about 30,000 people. Africa, a continent consisting of 54 countries and about 1 billion people, is currently on a par with Germany, which is considered a model country in terms of medicine with about 2,000 deaths. Africa is, in fact, the most underestimated continent in the world, while many people think of poverty when thinking about this continent. Our experts see Africa as a so-called hidden champion. The continent has already become interesting because of its mineral resources such as gold, diamonds, oil, and much more. Through its wealth of natural products, Africa has the potential to save the world. In Madagascar, for example, there is a remedy to help against the virus, which has already been purchased by several countries in Africa, and South Africa has already offered its support to research the actual effect. In Nigeria, there is a so-called drive-through test for COVID-19, where people who suspect they are ill are tested. To do the test, these people simply have to register online. The results of the test will also be sent to them electronically. In Uganda, its specialists, who have already had experience in fighting Ebola, have been deployed in the fight against the coronavirus. Before the first case ever became known, there were already travel restrictions and distancing measures in this country, which led to a complete blockade. Accordingly, there were a total of 100 cases of coronavirus in Uganda and not a single death. There were also travel restrictions and mass testing in Mauritius, with plans to test 100,000 people. Just like in Uganda, the number of hospital beds was increased. The country managed to provide 3.4 beds per 1,000 people, which is more than in countries like the UK, the USA, or Canada. Rwanda has also reacted quickly, shortly after the virus became known. In January, the government organized a committee to strengthen preparedness and response capacity to the pandemic. The committee trained 500 health workers and laboratory technicians to deal with a possible national epidemic. In Senegal, local experts took the lead in developing critical interventions. Through his experience in the fight against HIV and Ebola, a test kit was developed for $1. This test kit should be inexpensive and also be made available to other African countries. The countries mentioned in this article are a small number of many other initiatives that exist in Africa. Also worth mentioning as an example are students at the Islamic University in Uganda who have developed a machine to promote safe hygiene and save water during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.